Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. We are back this week to actually do something a little different than just card openings. We're going to go over some of the Final Fantasy TCG news that has been coming out. They've been kind of pushing out a lot of great content on the Square Enix FFTCG website. So I wanted to go ahead and get the card of the week out, which was posted October 1st, and sort of read up on what they had to say and take a look at this new card that they produced. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So right here we have the Opus 12 card of the week, Gaucho Queen. Great looking card right off the bat. These are, I believe, one of their full arts, and we'll go ahead and check out what it has to say and kind of get our take on it. So we have, hey everyone, RB here with the final card of the week for Opus 12. This has been a fun ride, and while I was originally going to close out these previews with last week's multi-element Thancred, I thought I'd like to end it by revealing some brand new artwork from one of our favorite FFTCG veteran artists, Yasuhisa Izumasawa. This week's card is Gaucho Queen 1296 Heroic. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So it does, of course, come in the regular full art, and our regular non-full art card. Gaucho Queen, World of Final Fantasy. Gaucho Queen is also a monster in all situations. When Gaucho Queen enters the field, choose one monster of cost 2 or less in your break zone and add it to your hand. If it is also a forward, play it onto the field instead. I do like the design of it. It seems a lot brighter than some of the cards they've done in the past. I think that's a good take on the cards. They do go a lot with darker themes, and of course Final Fantasy does have a lot of darker characters, but to bring something a little bit brighter, almost like World of Final Fantasy does, they brought a more cartoonish, that's not the right word for it, but a more brighter cartoonish side to Final Fantasy to sort of get I would say to get a more easier, calming feel to the game instead of this dark, always fighting, always having that final fantasy. So I do like it. I think the artwork on it is actually really good. Little Pokemonish with these two, but I do think that I don't remember what that is. But this right here reminds me a little bit of a Pokemon. Let's go ahead and read on what it says. Isn't this artwork incredible? The architecture and underwater world in the background in this new version of Gaucho Queen is just as gorgeous as the character in the foreground. Every one of these original art World of Final Fantasy cards that comes out makes me want to jump back into that game. Now, if you guys haven't played that game, I would highly suggest it. It takes a little bit of a Pokemon feel to the game. You're able to collect on different Final Fantasy monsters and just kind of run the world as if you would a Pokemon game. It's actually a very fun experience. Gaucho Queen is a 4 CP, 8,000 power forward from category World of Final Fantasy with Job Queen. She has an ability that reads Gaucho Queen is also a monster in all situations. This means all the time in your deck, in your break zone, your hand, the field, it doesn't matter. She is a monster and a forward. Lastly, Gaucho Queen has an auto ability which reads when Gaucho Queen enters the field, choose one monster of cost 2 or less in your break zone and add it to your hand. If it is also a forward, play it onto the field instead. Interestingly, while Gaucho Queen doesn't explicitly state category World of Final Fantasy in her card text, she does directly play with a trio of existing category World of Final Fantasy cards: Brit, Babliz, and Zapped. Like herself, they count as both forwards and monsters, so her auto ability will actually put them into play rather than just to your hand. This can be invaluable if you're combining water with either fire, ice, or lightning, and include Ifrit, Shiva, or Ramu respectively as summons. I think water, fire in particular is a good combo when you include Lan and Rain. While category World of Final Fantasy typically is played as a fire earth deck, Gaucho Queen allows a more monster focused World of Final Fantasy deck to rise up. Very cool looking card. While this may be a last article for Opus 12, there are still 2 more to go. Next week, Tim will show off the powerful multi-element card. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Until next time, RB. So, if you guys haven't been keeping up, I'm trying to get all the news out there now. I haven't really been keeping up either, but basically what's been going on is they've added multi-element cards back into the game, so it can be a fire, ice, water, earth. It has multiple elements to it. Um, this also allows for different deck setups, so you can play different types of card strategies, things like that. I don't get too much into the tournament side of it, but I think that's going to be a really good way to get everybody get more variety in these decks, because there are certain decks that end up having really amazing teams which leave out a lot of cards that are not playable because they're part of a different deck or something like that, part of a different element. Along with this, there is now legend cards. So there's our legacy cards. So there's starter, common, rare, heroic, legendary, and now legacy cards. Those are harder to get, harder to come by cards. I believe those are going to be implemented in Opus 12. We have gotten confirmation that there is Opus 13 in the process. I don't remember the name of it, and I will take a look here. That we'll save that for another news article. But Opus 13 is definitely coming out, and I believe Opus 14 as well. So knowing that, it's really good to know that they are working on future updates. Coronavirus is starting to go away a little bit more, and it seems like they're really getting back into diving into new content, new cards, and streamlining back to the way things were before COVID had hit. So I will keep updating you guys on news. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Be sure hit the like, subscribe button so you can catch further news wherever I can find it. I'm gonna bring it to you guys. So you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you next time.
We are the public enemy.